St. Petersburg, where the first of 17 races in this year's championship takes place. The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete, the tough test for the first day back at school. Problem for Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Another Honda.
Another Honda's had an engine failure, same side. Turbo looks like it's gone away.
He came on the radio and said, yep, it's gone, guys, meaning the engine, obviously, for Ryan Hunter-Reay. And this is the one thing he said we could not have in 2019. They had all the poor finishes because of DNFs last year. Here they are, race one. Ryan Hunter-Reay is going to be out early.
Oh, this is not good.
That is Ed Jones, I believe. In the number 20.
Okay? I'm fine.
We've done 26. Let's have a look.
Oh, that was a hard hit, and Lace just probably came around, clipped him. Yep.
And what happened was flipping the right front. We've seen that with Tony Kanaan in previous years here. If you just get it millimeter wrong on the turn-in, watch this, boom. You break the right front steering arm, and you are a passenger at that point.
How about this bizarre start and Ed Jones going, thinking it was time to go?
Well, Ed Jones just kind of going big. It didn't work out. He got a penalty, but how about Scott Dixon backing out there in turn one? This was on board with Veach. There goes Ed Jones. Veach says, me too. Maybe not.
Here's Will Power's spin right here on lap 26. He said the tires were going away, and then he lost the rear and just roasted the tires.
Lap 57.
This was the moment of the
Rahal.
race, yeah, where everything went sideways for the pit stops. Graham Rahal stops on track, and we get a crash, Townsend, on the same lap.
Yep. Max Chilton getting surprised as Tony Kanaan ducked for pit lane in front of him. Chilton goes off through the grass, hits the wall head on. That brings out the yellow. Everybody pits, luckily, before the yellow came out, so no danger zone story. But in the end, it was all Takuma Sato.
This was one of the more controversial moments of the race.
Watch this here. Exit corner. There goes Graham. Then Dixon goes. I don't think that's a block. I think Graham should have held the podium.
I say I finally agree with you, Townsend. I think that wasn't a good call. I think Graham had a right to be more upset than what he was. And this, I feel, is a little bit of a gift to Scott Dixon.
So third place, if you just joined us, third place was stripped from Graham Rahal and awarded to Scott Dixon.
He's in there.
Oh,
He's locked up
on the kitty litter.
way wide. There goes Dixon.
Herta
goes around.
Wow, that is the trademark of a five-time champion. And Helio Castro Neves is caught up in this turn one incident as well.
I think that might be Hunter-Reay. I think Hunter-Reay clipped the stalled car of Colton Herta. And Paul, I can't believe how much dust came up from that kitty drive from 2 days ago.
It's been there all weekend. And Scott Dixon, they're full course yellow, so Scott Dixon got a beautiful restart. Perfect double draft off of Harvey. Harvey defended to block, and then he was able to suck right up behind his teammate and get in there. Rosenquist went super late on the brakes, locked it up, and just opened the door wide open for Dixon.
I'll bet Rosenquist is just in a state of shock right now.
I said earlier today off air, this will be one of the, if not the greatest test of Felix Rosenquist's career.
Oh, Ward goes around and hits the wall, up in the air. Heavy contact for Patricio Ward.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
That's a good sign that one of the safety workers gave a thumbs up. See his hands moving. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's good news. Probably would have rung his bell pretty good. That was a solid thump up against the wall. The way the car spun was a carbon copy of Felix Rosenquist, except the car didn't fully complete that 360 rotation, so he first hits with the front of the tub. Lucky not to flip the car.
It started to go over, but it stayed on the ground, and IndyCar has done some things to try to keep the cars from getting too far up in the air, and it started on that process, but didn't get too far off.
To now save fuel. He can't let Rossi go. Oh, we got a crash. And that is what Pagano needed when he was in the lead.
Sebastian Bourdais is in it. Sebastian Bourdais, Felix Rosenquist, Zach Veach, Charlie Kimball. This is huge.
Pagano needed that to happen about 5 seconds beforehand.
This is an ugly scene with 23 laps to go.
Dixon just hopped out of his car.
Graham Rahal.
Not sure if he's mad or concerned.
Car's not too badly damaged there.
Oh, and Rahal is furious. He had a strong car. He was well inside the top 10.
He gets a run, gets down the inside, and he's just, they touch wheels and they touch. So he was obviously upset with Sebastian Bourdais that he turned in on him when he was there.
He hasn't even stopped yet. He's trying to discuss.
That wasn't a nice gesture slap on the head. That was a slap on the head, and I'm mad at you.
Well,
Wow, that was a quick stop for Alexander Rossi, Marty.
Will Power in his stall, putting on those primary tires a little bit longer. They didn't get the lug tight on the right front. You see him saying, no, not tight. Scott Dixon leaves pit road. Power won the race off pit road, but again, that lug nut not tight. And there goes the right front tire for Will Power.
they dropped the car for Will Power off the jacks before the right front was done.
The crew guy.
How we do anything right?
The crew guy knew it too, and he said no. He had a problem. Here, watch this guy on the outside front right here. He goes, it's not on. And then he goes again, the car's on the ground, and it's not on the pegs, and he's saying no, no, no.
And once again, for that 12 team so far this weekend, it's like they're under such pressure, it seems, to pull off a miracle.
Rossi to the inside, Newgarden to the inside.
How did Rossi avoid? Oh, what
Rossi
a brilliant
keeps
job.
going. Unbelievable stuff.
Brilliant job from Rossi to keep it going.
The championship leader is in the wall.
This hurts Santino, full course caution, and he hasn't pitted yet.
Look at Newgarden, he is furious.
Oh, man. Rossi eliminates two of his competition with one move without hitting anybody.
Late in the race, inside the final 25 laps, Colton Herta and Scott Dixon get together here at Texas Motor Speedway in a spectacular crash, and this was a spectacular save from Alexander Rossi.
One of the best I've ever seen. Rossi has to go to the apron off the banking to hang on. He would try to challenge Josef Newgarden later in turn one, but it just wasn't enough as Newgarden takes his first Texas win.
Problems for Takuma Sato, what a shame.
Oh, he's blown up.
He was running fifth. Great race, and now fire has ended his Honda Indy Toronto.
To the inside, huge crash, Hunter-Reay, Sato, oh no, and Rossi is in it.
Car upside down, Sato's car. Sato's out, great news.
We all learn from that, and we move on. I'm really looking forward to this weekend.
It's time to bring the action.
Takuma Sato on the left. These are the cars that got together at Pocono in that big accident. They touch. Sato saves it.
Whoa!
Bourdais spins.
Sato, Kanaan, and Carpenter all benefited. They got lucky and pitted under yellow.
You are the leader, Takuma.
What can Ed Carpenter do with 4 laps to go? How fast is he going to close on Sato?
The checkered flag is waiting. Is it Sato? Is it Carpenter? It's going to be close. It's Takuma Sato.
Yeah! Nice job, Takuma.
The team made this happen. The last couple of days, it was tough. We kept going, head down, did our job.
From a lap 1 crash at Pocono to victory. That is a comeback. Grand Prix of Portland had a wild opening lap, opening turn when Graham Rahal collided with Rahal Veach, and in total, there were 6 cars involved.
There were, but most important were the championship contenders who were able to steer clear the disaster all day. That was Alexander Rossi steering wide. Dixon takes the lead from Colton Herta on the backstretch, but then runs into trouble on pit lane.
He had led so many laps and thought he was in for the win. Instead, the victory went Team Penske's way in the hands of Will Power, who won his second race from 3 starts.
Motorsports fans, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe before you go for all the latest news and highlights across motorsports.